Howdy folks, Reladero. Welcome back to the Sophon campaign. Let's just make sure everything's fired up. Yep, there I am. Let's get back to the game. So in the last episode, we spawned next to two pirate systems here and here. We had to deal with those pirates. And then we spent a whole bunch of turns waiting for them to sail from Wyrix to GNZ11. But our fleet's on its way back. And now we can start taking care of the Horatio, who have expanded really fast. There was a chain of minor civs here, here, and here, and they assimilated them very quickly. They're not super strong yet. Like this one has 10 pops, which is pretty crazy. But they're at war with the Empire currently. And we're gonna go after Horatio. Because look, they're really close. Let's look at some research. Can we get vacate system? I want to get vacate system because I'm going to conquer their systems and then vacate them to make money. This is their home system.
Do not bother us.
So I want to capture that. They're making 112 food, which is really crazy. How much food are we making? We only have 2 systems currently, 63. I think Horatio is a food faction. But we're happy, so that's one good thing. Currently making some good resources. Jadonics is really good. Some Hyperium. And some Titanium. But we're going to want to spend that on something. So there's Advanced Fusion Power and Hyperium Magnetics. I'm not sure which one I want to go for. Because we don't know what the Horatio fleets are using. So let's send our scout ship out. And then our other scout ship. We found the Bodiani. I don't know where they came from. Because I'm sending out probes left, right, and center, and I'm not seeing anything. I don't know where they are. Let's praise them, just to see if we can get some resources from them. And let's end the turn.
By my cloth. Your actions deserve the closest scrutiny.
Okay, they want an alliance with us because they're currently at war. Yeah, if we accept their request, we'll declare war against them.
War, diplomacy remains an option.
Yeah, no thanks. Bojani are kind of annoying. They can put shields around their planets, which makes it impossible to siege them. Not sure how you get rid of that. Okay, can we siege this outpost? It's gonna take them 24 turns. Why is that red ring there? I'm not sure what that's all about. Still learning this game. I'm playing it. I bought it maybe 5-6 years ago. And I took a 5-year break. I went from like, if I look at my achievements, I went from November 26, 2020 for one achievement to July 21st, 2025. When I started this channel in May of 2024, I started a campaign and then I went a year without playing it, and then I went back and I finished it. It didn't end very well for me. I ended up with anarchy for the last 50 or so turns, which is when all of your systems will rebel. They'll change the government type every turn, and then they'll spawn ships that are hostile. The ships aren't that big of a deal. I think it's Star Boogie Bill. Oh, extra food. That would cost a lot of influence. I'm not making influence right now for some reason. I think I chose a quest option that remove that, because what'll happen is if you're beating the crap out of an AI faction, they can force a truce on you, and you have to spend influence to resist it. Look, they're even here now too. They're just eating everything up. It's taking them a long time to do it though. Yeah, we're gonna have to put a stop to that. Yeah, they'll force a cool. They'll force a, yeah, like a thing like this. We're gonna lose happiness. Yeah, we can lose happiness. So an undercover documentary concerning a makeshift community who live in one of your planet's biggest refuse facilities has become a loaded political issue. Many are scraping a living in the system's dumps, scavenging for recycled materials while setting up their homes in the very same places. Amenities have followed, and these places are now lively, if polluted and dangerous hubs. Environmental groups demand that action is taken, that industries need to manage their resources better and not fuel these communities. Others suggest going even further and monetizing these places more effectively. In essence, they advocate greater ties between industry and the refuse sites. There's places like this in real life where people make a living off of digging through garbage, and it's a dangerous lifestyle. But they feed themselves through, you know, like most cities throw away a lot of food. And I've experienced this myself where, you know, I worked at a Tim Hortons, and at the end of the night, anything that's left over just goes into the garbage. So there was an organization called Food Not Bombs, and I had a friend who was a part of it, and what they would do is they would go to grocery stores and they would get the discarded produce. It wasn't rotting, it was just bruised or not, you know, past its due date. And then they would take it to the headquarters. They would turn it into like stew or chili or whatever, and then they'd feed it to people for free. So places like this should exist. Like if they're surviving off of garbage, it sucks, but it's probably better than nothing. Because, like, I forget which country it was, but the guy was a rice farmer. And unlike in the West, farmers in other countries are very poor. They don't make a lot of money because they have to keep the cost of the goods down. Like, the rice, most of the rice gets exported. It's kind of like how grain gets exported, right? I believe it's the Ukraine makes a lot of the world's grain, and they export it around the world. So if they keep the prices down, they make more profit. So this guy was a rice farmer, and he moved to the dump and started scavenging, and he made more money scavenging because people will buy all kinds of junk, like bones. They'll buy bones to make broth. They'll, you know, buy random things to do stuff. So let's enhance that. When in doubt, double down. Sure, industry could throw away less stuff, but maybe they could throw away more stuff and be even more efficient. Then we get more thriving dump economies too, even if many don't like it. Yeah, the problem is, like, recycling is kind of a scam. Like, this was maybe a couple years ago, but they're like, oh, you can't recycle black plastic because the machine can't pick it up. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, okay? Like, it's just weird. But, you know, people that scavenge for bottles, right? They make a living off of that, just like scrap. If they're willing to go track it down and haul it in, then they should be allowed to do it. As long as they don't make a mess, right? And like, a human will not make a mess when they go through your trash, but an animal will. So at home, my dad bought this. It's like a big chest that you can open the top or you can open the front to put the garbage cans into, because he was tired of animals getting into the garbage. Because, you know, animals don't give a crap, but they eat that stuff. So yeah, anyway, we can lose a bit of happiness.
I shall defend the faith, whatever that requires.
Okay, whatever you say. And he's hitting us with the treaty again. So someone once asked me about let's get more dust. Someone once asked me about diplomacy. And pretty much the diplomacy of this game is the AI is gonna not treat with you unless they absolutely have to. Yeah, let's put this one in. It's not fertile, but it's temperate. And we get 30 for planets plus 10 for temperate, so that'd be 40. Sounds good to me. We're gonna take 2 turns to build that. And we're starting to run a deficit. let's send some scouts out. So I'm going to see if I can get him to get rid of his...
unless you have something of value to say.
No, I'm going to declare war, which costs influence too.
An unpleasant decision that comes at an unpleasant time. Horatio are not excited.
Envy is such an ugly emotion. Lol, it is, really. Let's destroy this. Can I invade it? No, it's just gonna have to... We're just gonna have to sit there until it's gone. I don't know if we're really equipped to deal with this, but we're gonna do it anyway. And... what about building a sieger? Okay, this is the scout ship. It only has 2 support modules on it. It doesn't have any defense modules. Oh, this is perfect. So let's put an engine. And then titanium slugs. Upkeep is 5. I don't know if that's how you spell sieger. I always forget I before E or whatever. Let's get 10 of them. It's gonna take 12 turns. How fast to build them here? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Seven turns, 9 turns. Okay, that's fine. We'll get to building those. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the public-private partnerships. We'll build it after. Then we're going to get impactless sites, which is going to give us mercenaries and heroes on the marketplace. And oh, pulvis production is good. But we have 6,000 dust, so we're just going to dip into our reserves, which is what you want to do, really. If you want to expand quickly, you have to go on a deficit and find ways of making dust by selling resources. You can sell these strategic resources with the luxuries. That's the price of that's gone down quite a bit. Let's sell 30 each. There we go, we're at 11,000 now, so we'll be able to support our fleets for a long time. Okay, we got rid of their outpost. What do we want to do next? Curiosity detection going up might be good. We need to extract a new population type. We need to extract this antimatter. How many turns for that? 8? That's not bad. Because then we can sell it, right? If we're not going to use it, we can sell it. Let's move to the next system. Hopefully they haven't upgraded this one too much. Then we can just send in the troops and take care of business. Okay, what's that? A beautifier. That's a colonizer ship. We can't attack with the detector, so we need to keep an eye on that. Maybe once these ships are done being built, we'll send them... Oh wait, those are siegers. They don't have weapons. Okay. Maybe we'll have to sit here and wait for it. Okay, the galactic census is coming up, and although you have greater worries on your mind, you remember what one of your wisest advisors once said, that a great leader is often judged not by his actions, but by the statistics he leaves behind. Perhaps it is worth investing a bit of effort to leave your mark on history, as the databases will remember it. Build. I'm gonna hoard. That's way easier. We'll get some super spuds, which we can sell.
Don't be shocked. Our faith requires actions that are often misinterpreted.
They are being sneaky. Okay, where did their ship go? Well, the siegers should be able to take care of a colony. Outpost, rather. That has more Gedonics, so it might be worth picking that up. Which planet is it on? Yeah, we could colonize that. Build an incubator. I'd like to buy it out, but better if we wait, because we gotta store up our money. Yeah, I don't see any of their fleets right now. So they've expanded pretty quickly. They might not have the ability to produce fleets. 3 more people. Yeah, that'll be very easy to take care of. They only have 3 pops, but we'll be able to sit there and save up for the next fight. Okay, Zenus needs to build something. Is that going to eat into our Gedonics resources? We have 99. We're making 3 per turn. And it's only going to cost 25. It's temperate. Okay, we'll get the modernization, and then like pulvis production would be good on the other planets. More capacity. Let's not worry about it. The game freaks out if you're not constructing anything, but we don't need to. Just think of that as an advanced feature. There it is, yeah. Oh, I should have put them in defense mode. Okay, we should be able to very easily destroy this. We'll use preemptive bombing. There we go, we got them. We're gonna occupy. We're gonna try and be a good faction this time. It's gonna take about 8 to 10 turns to get the influence of this system under our control. And in the meantime, we can do stuff like check these curiosities out. Yeah, vacate system here. We need to... Oh, you get a colony ship. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, because I was playing Lumeris when I first found that out. They don't get a colony ship. They just get way more dust. Okay, so we'll just sit here and wait for them to show up. Okay, we're at 4 out of 6 right now. Okay, one more turn for the incubator. They have antimatter there. Oh, you get another hero. Colonize this planet. We want more Gedonics. Okay, 28 turns. Oh, pirates are going to arrive in Wyrix. Do we have a Guardian class hero? So they're added again, are they? Reconnaissance data indicates that a group of pirates have targeted one of your systems. Allowing that to happen on your watch will certainly cause some annoyances in the next election. Would you really let a bunch of criminals upset your carefully constructed vision for your empire? Pirates must be taught a lethal lesson, either by the use of your fleets or by the clear indication that they are set up to fail. As always, it is your political acumen or budgetary needs that will determine how best to handle this. Remove the pirate threat from the Weird system either by destroying it directly or by assigning a Guardian-class hero to plan its defense. They will arrive in 5 turns. Okay. I need to get my ships back there, then. He is not a guardian, is he? No, he's a counselor. Extra dust, extra science. I don't want to put him on a fleet. Okay, let's check this fleet. Right now their movement's at 8. So if I give him 8 movement, he has 10 movement. What else can I put there? Put a cloaking device. Oh, fleet movement points. I can only put 1 of those on there. Give them probes. Okay, let's do this. It's gonna really boost up their movement speed. Yeah, we attracted a new population type into our civilization, which is good. Assign the hero. Can I assign the hero to that fleet? No, they're currently in hyperspace, so I need to wait until they get out of hyperspace. Giving them more movement would be good. Like his chair. Okay, it seems that certain rebellious elements within the Academy have decided to formally oppose Isyander's vision of the future. It is said that they refuse to accept some of the potential risks of this crusade, which happen to include the possible eradication of intelligent life. Breaking into the open, these rogue fleets of dissenting heroes are out in the galaxy, attempting to foment rebellion and interrupt the long-view strategic game that Isyander is playing. No longer being entirely sure of his own so-called followers, the leader of the Academy requests your help in bringing them down. Put an end to the rogue heroes that are opposing Isyander's grand plan. Oh, with the elections approaching, you've begun to take note of your growing support for minority parties within your government. Your aides have given you conflicting reports on the causes. Some try to argue it's a matter of policy views, age gaps, and changing values. The arrest of several high-profile legislators charged with spying for the enemy mean there may be a bigger picture at stake. A group of mercenaries approaches you, spies who claim expertise in getting results done without getting caught. If you hire them, they claim they could root out the conspirators and tip the election in your favor. Don't want a political crisis, and I want that influence. I need to start saving that up.
Extends a hand with this proposal.
Wants a truce. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, let's get here. Can I assign the fleet? No, I guess I have to get back to my home system. There's those rebel fleets, those pings. Yeah, let's keep sending probes that way to watch out for any hostile fleets. The reward for that quest is a ship. It'd probably be an expensive ship that I don't want to afford at the moment. But you can modify it. It's called like the Fist or something like that. Okay, he's leveled up. More science, yep. How many more turns until those pirates show up? A few more turns. Okay, so they're back. Let's put that hero in the fleet. Now they have 11 movement range, which is great. Do I want to change their engines? Yeah, they have Hyperium engines, that's fine. Oh, they have 12 movement right now. Let's boost his up. Now they have 11, should be 12. Okay, no big deal. So they still don't seem to have any fleets coming. I have to wait for the pirates. They're gonna take us over if we don't take them out. It'll be a couple more turns before they show up. This happened to me before in my Empire campaign where the pirates spawned and sent an invasion. And I got there in just in the nick of time. When you have a land army on one of your systems, if you get ships into orbit over that planet, then they'll add to the defense budget of that system. So it's good to put that in. Anyway, we have 10 pops right now. I want to build pulvis production to get +2 dust per pop on planet. So that'll start helping us make some more money. Let's get this fleet set up. One more turn till the last one is done. Okay, the game likes to complain about stuff, but you don't have to listen to it. There's a scout ship. So let's start hacking from here. Only going to be 4 turns. Be the first to have 3,000 manpower. We've been at 0 manpower pretty much the whole time. If I look at this fleet right now, we don't use them for the manpower, we use them for the sieging modules. Okay, let's bring these ships out. Let's start moving them ahead. Okay, they're called the Fist. Yeah, it's a coordinator. It has fighters. Fighters are not that big of a deal. It only takes 1 machine gun module to counter fighters, so they're not really that great. If you're fighting a faction that's mostly energy weapons, it can be good. But the AI tends to want to counter you depending on what you're using. So that's why I'm trying to get eyes on their fleets. They're busy fighting the Empire. And their population is going up a lot. That's kind of amazing. But that'll be good for us if we conquer them. Then we'll get more dust when we vacate the systems. Okay, your scientists have detected a heavily damaged ship of unknown design entering your home system. The ship is unresponsive to hails, and sensors have detected that the engines are in critical overload and it will soon self-destruct. Scanning the ship, you discover that it contains not only a dense computer core containing untold secrets, but also passengers in stasis who have been infected by an unknown plague. You can only save the core or the passengers before the ship explodes. We got a random technology if we complete it. Let's save the inhabitants. Okay, where are they coming from? Oh yeah, those are the pirates. Alright. Get everyone set up. It's not a big battle. They are medium-sized ships. They're using the medium-range lasers. The pew-pew lasers. Let's watch the battle. Our ships are smaller, but we have a lot more of them. And we have multiple weapon modules per ship, so we should be able to take them out pretty easily. Our manpower is not at capacity, but we should still be doing pretty much full damage. So yeah, they're using the pew-pew lasers, which are okay, but I like the beam lasers because they're better at all ranges. If you outrange them, they'll be less accurate. There you go. Okay, that's one ship down. They are doing some damage. This is probably my favorite part of the game. There you go, we got him. So yeah, one of our ships took a bit of damage. Okay, whether this was the ABC probing for weaknesses or a separate group, it's good to send messages that says this is a very bad idea. So we have some deciduous trees. I'm gonna sell them. But they're only worth 10. Okay, well I'm gonna sell the glitter. I'm gonna sell these. I'm not gonna be using them. Okay, we should have that other quest done. Yeah, stockpile dust. Okay, let's fix it up. And then we're gonna send them out. Send everyone out. Still don't see any of their ships. They're probably all being used in their war with the United Empire. Someone once asked me, how do you get the AI to treat with you? The best way to get the AI to treat with you is to help them out in a war against a common foe. So I learned that by playing as the Empire. Okay. How many pops here? 7? Let's put Polis production in. Doesn't have upkeep, so it's worth picking up. I was at war with the Unfallen, who are the tree people, the Scottish tree people. And I was beating them up. And then someone who was at war with them and someone else, the Unfallen, allied with another faction and were double teaming the Lumeris. So the Lumeris kept on asking me to treat. And eventually I said, okay, I'll treat with them. But if the AI doesn't need you, they're not going to treat with you. There's no way to kind of convince them unless you bribe them heavily. Yeah, I'm wondering what I want to do next here. We're going to be extracting that antimatter now. Okay, let's see about colonizing ships.
Has a request for you.
Yeah, the Academy wants bribes. I don't have any interest in bribing them. What planet is here? Ice. So I think I need to do ice planets. Yeah, there's Arctic. Then there's 2 ice planets here. This is their beautifier. We'll probably colonize this planet before they do, so we're not going to worry about them. But let's get ice planets. Oh, forgot to see. Get ice planets. Oh, the antimatter is on an ash planet. Okay, let's look at ash planets first, because we want to get those resources. This one here. It's only going to be 3 turns, so let's get that. And then get the ice going after that. Because antimatter will sell for a good amount of dust right now. Yeah, 367. I don't want to sell it just yet. Maybe I will sell it for that quest. You can see the price of these resources is still pretty high. Sell some of this too. I'm making a lot of it. They're at 15k. That should proc the quest. Give us some more stuff to sell. Okay, they got there already. So let's destroy their ship. Can we destroy their ship? They're probably just going to retreat. I don't want to watch it. Okay, they retreated. What did he want? Let us sign a pledge of peace. You're going to be going down after the Horatio. I'm not going to be sharing any of this territory with you. And I still can't... Oh! We have vision over there now. Can I get my scout ship to fly over there? Awesome. That's exactly what I've been waiting for. It's a way of getting over to that other galaxy. Because this map is 2 galaxies that are close together. I thought it would be cool to try this one out, but there's a really big gap between each one. So it's hard to get vision over there. Because there's 3 other factions in this whole area. We're split up right now. But I had a rough start. I had 2 pirate systems I had to deal with, but we took care of them. Now we're just laying the boots to the Horatio. So I captured this planet, this system, and I have to wait for this ring to fill up, and then I'll have control of the system. Because right now they're mutinous. They don't really like us. People are starting to leave the system. But if you raise or sack a system, you lose happiness. And if you lose happiness, then you might end up with a rebellion in your empire. So it's not great. I learned that the hard way. Okay, what else can we do to boost the fleet? More experience and more vision sounds good. I'm surprised that that system has so much influence. Okay, Weirix, a major industrial hub for your empire, is holding a fancy summit for industry leaders and politicians to mingle and talk business away from the scrutiny of the public eye. This year, ecological groups have organized a massive protest condemning the summit as a secretive way to pass elitist, eco-unfriendly laws. Just received your personal invitation to the party. Minus 10 happiness is probably going to be better, so let's attend. I don't want to lose any industry on my systems. It's only on 1 system, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's just check that. Okay, good. The Empire treasury overflows with dust, the wealth enough to make many dreams reality. Your stats are the envy of the galaxy. What do we get? We got super spuds, which are totally useless. So I'm going to sell them. Super spuds don't do a whole lot. Extra buyout reduction on system. Yeah, let's just sell it. That dust is better used for one. That's 1 turn worth of dust. Yeah, the super spuds are not worth a whole lot. Okay, antimatter is still worth a lot. 2 more turns till we get atmospheric filtration, then we can get that ash planet settled. Okay. The game's complaining because we're not constructing stuff. That's fine. There we go. We got happiness on Empire. So a distant stellar giant, about 80 times the size of an average star, has just gone supernova. Capitalizing on the media attention drawn by the event, a pacifist group within your empire has launched a campaign to bring home the fleets that were monitoring the event rather than leave them on patrol. We're getting extra dust on Empire too, which is great. Okay. Let's send our scout ship out. Take a look around here. They're building revealers. Surprised they're not building anything else. Yeah, I think it's safe to go ahead. We'll see what kind of defense they have in a second. We're going to destroy their fleets. They're probably going to retreat. Yeah, they retreated. So now we're sieging them. They're at 600, but look, we have the sieger fleet. It's going down by 448, so we'll be able to attack them on the next turn. We can push ahead right now because we're only at 4 out of 6 of our colony limit, which means we can capture a few more planets before we start taking a happiness penalty. Plus, we're exploiting this resource right now, which is really good. Okay, one more turn so we can build that. Okay, we won't worry about the hack just yet. We'll get a hack going on the next turn. Okay, colonize Ash is done. We're going to come down here, colonize that planet, so we can start extracting this antimatter. Sorry, my nose is just a little bit itchy. What does Molten Springs do? +2 dust, +3 industry. That's okay. Long season kind of counters it out. Okay, so they have 152 left, which means we can attack them very easily. We have... Oh, we're not using tanks yet. I think that's fine. I don't think we really need to use tanks, but let's just modify it a bit anyway. It's going to cost us manpower to modify it, so let's just stick to what we have. The orbital bombardment does most of the damage. It's pretty OP. If you don't have any defense, then you get owned pretty easily. This is what I'm talking about. If we pillage, we get resources, but we lose happiness if we're not in a dictatorship. And the problem with switching to a dictatorship is that it puts your empire in a anarchy state. It means you can't use your laws and enemy ships will spawn on your systems. So it's better if we just conquer them and then bring them over to our side. Wow, you get way less dust for vacate system than the Lumeris. Lumeris gets so much dust for stuff. What does this planet have? Ancient ruins and Humeris incidents. Incidentes? Is that like a real word? I don't think that's how you spell incident. I just want to look that up real quick. Because usually a word spelled with an E on the end, that's usually French. So I just want to see if it has a different meaning. Probably could have just did it on the computer. I would have had it done by now. Incidents is likely a misspelling of the Latin phrase Nanos gigantum humeris incidentes, which translates to dwarfs standing on the shoulders of giants. Okay. Probably has some deeper meaning to the game, but I don't know. Alright. It's temperate, but it's sterile. Oh, it's a toxic planet, that's why. Alright, we're getting more antimatter, which is great. But what's our manpower looking like right now? We're at 1.1 at a 1.7k. They only have 300. Okay, So we can just move on over to the next one on the next turn. Can we move now? Yeah, let's send our scout ship that way. Let's send our other fleets this way. Doesn't take up any movement to launch an invasion, which is good. It's at 28. Now when the other fleet shows up, it's going to be 448. Awesome. That's why the Sieger fleet, I love the Sieger fleets. It's just a much better way of conquering territory than, you know, you doing an invasion. You can just do an invasion and hope that you do enough damage with the bombardment, but then you have to replenish your manpower. And I'm pretty low on manpower these days. What can we put here? There's only one anomaly. Plus 1 science per pop, plus 2 on planets with anomaly. This one has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could get 16 science there. We're already at 294. Let's build this to get the food up. That quest that I have, the Living Plague. Zhu needs 50 food. This is Zhu. Alright, let's put this in, and then this. Wow, they have a lot of antimatter on their system. That's kind of surprising. But look, the Empire's taking them over. So I don't know where their fleets are, but they don't seem to have any. Then this ship is flying all the way across the galaxy to reach there. Alright, end the turn. Good stuff. Okay, so we can invade them now. The bombardment will do most of the damage for us. Even though they have tanks, which do extra damage against infantry, the bombardment's going to be enough. Oh, they have... That's just their damage that they did. And this is their home system too, which is really good. Okay, Corvus is going to be very easy to take over. And it's going to be worth holding on to because we have titanium and hyperium deposits there. 112 food, that's really surprising. I have not played the Horatio, but it seems like they're really good at producing food. I thought the Infallen were really good, but yeah, they're good too. Oh, they get +3 per pop. +2 happiness on hot. Interesting. The Horatio, our Horatio. Kind of an interesting idea for a faction in a game. Someone that's cloned themselves. These look like they're leveled up because you can see these little... You might not be able to make them out on your screen. Oh, I can zoom in on the planet. I didn't know you could zoom in on the planet like this. I just found that out myself. Yeah, you can see there's people flying around on the planets, which is really cool. Kind of like Earth right now. There's so many satellites in orbit that they're starting to blanket the planet. There's like thousands and thousands and thousands of satellites in orbit now, which is really interesting. I was watching an anime, Serial Experiments Lane, and there was a guy in the 50s who wanted to create a network of satellites that you could log into and they would store information there. I forget what his name was, but basically it would have been like if the internet was wireless. And this was in the 50s they came up with this idea. So basically you'd have satellites in orbit and you could log on to them with a terminal, and that would be like a library's worth of information because they wanted to compress information and store it somewhere. Kind of like the, I think America has the archives, with the Grand Archives or whatever it's called, where like all of the information they have is stored physically. So this would have been a totally wireless way of storing information, and anyone could access it, which is really cool. But we know what would really happen is people would do something to it, right? I mean, like, look at Wikipedia. People mess with Wikipedia all the time, which is kind of sad, because why would you want to mess with Wikipedia? But that's what happens. People kind of want to pull a prank or whatever. And that's what the Sophons are like. You can get Sophons that cause pranks in your system, in your empire, and you have to get rid of them. They're down to their last 4 systems rather. I still haven't seen a military fleet from them yet, which is kind of sad, but oh well. I'm not going to feel bad when they're gone. I am worried about the Empire, though. I wonder what kind of fleets they're using right now. Giga Lattice. I almost thought of that as Giga Lettuce. Plus 2 happiness per pop on system. That's a new one. When I played my campaign last year as the Empire, I only had the resources up here on the top of the list. But they've since released an update. There's now more. There's 2 more here. There's Protospores. Extra science per system level on system, which would be really good. Meta and Tactogen, which extra influence on system. This is influence on pops. Defensive bombardment damage on system, which is interesting. I have not been invaded by anyone except pirates from that quest. So yeah, there's a lot more things that you can use to level up your systems now, which, if you ask me, is kind of a bad thing because you're less likely to get a good one. Like, Gedonics is probably one of the best because you can get extra industry on systems. And if you're a low industry faction, that can be really good. Deciduous Trees is also really good, plus 60 per level on system. Unless you pay for a lot of ships. We're currently making 203, which is kind of crazy. Are we getting that? Yeah, we're getting that from these systems. We're at 6 out of 6, which means I need to look at overcolonization. We can get 2 more systems, and then we can build the well-being foundation, which gives us happiness. If you boost your happiness, you can technically go over your overcolonization limit, which the Lumeris is really good at because they get a lot of happiness boosts. So let's get that going. This is for the ice planets. And then we'll get the overcolonization bonus. So we could probably go like 2, maybe 3 planets over our limit right now, but you don't want to go like 5 or 6. That's what happened in my Empire campaign. I'd conquered so many systems that my whole empire just started rebelling, and as soon as it started, I couldn't stop it because you had to lose. Your overcolonization limit went down. Oh, here we go. There we go. That's a military fleet. Let's check them out. You're using the pew pew lasers. The weapon 9s have the pew pew lasers. Yeah, they're using pew pew lasers. And it looks like they have shields too. But they're pretty weak. 3,000 hit points. We have 4,000. So 193. They're doing a lot less damage than us. I don't know what Horatio ships are like, but they don't seem to be very strong. Okay, what's the Empire fleets looking like? S Invader. They're using pew pew lasers too. Okay. So if they're using pew pew lasers, then maybe it might be worth putting a shield on our ships. Okay, let's capture it. Gonna convert the Horatios to our side. Yeah, let's get them out here. So I don't lose this scout ship, I'm gonna move it back now. We know they're coming. Well, there's another large fleet. Oh, they're using mercenary ships. Shuttles use, I think, machine guns and missiles. This is a very defensive ship. It's using machine guns. You can tell because the short range is 95%. They're using missiles. There's only 1 weapon 6, so there's 2 weapon 6s. Okay. It might be a good idea to start producing another fleet. But what do we want to make? What class is these? Accelerators. It's the Kilo class. We're using the Kilo class currently. Kilo class has 3 weapon modules. It's an attacker. I usually use defender ships, but these attacker ships are pretty good. Do I not have the technology for them? No, I don't. So they're not enhanced. Well, let's build some more ships anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to buy that up. I'm just going to get rid of it. We're going to build a new fleet. I wonder what the Empire's fleet is like right now. Okay. Venus, we're getting the antimatter now, which is great. Colonize this planet. Doesn't cost anything to colonize, so it's worth doing it. One more turn till we can colonize ice. Yeah, we now have control of Idris. We have 34 Horatios in our empire. That's crazy. Just from conquering these few planets. Okay. Our fleet is standing by. Because I do want to engage their fleet. Yeah, let's send the scout ship anyway. I could have just sent it without shooting the probe. But I want to see if they're currently moving across. If we lose our scout ship, it's not that big of a deal. We can always make another one. Yeah, so now we have this system under our control, because you can tell, because the ring, there's now a solid ring around it. There's not really much worth building here. Somehow a Sophons showed up here. Let's just check our happiness real quick. So they're mutinous, but they won't rebel because we're bringing them into our empire. But we don't want to take too many more systems. At least not for another 8 turns. But in the meantime, we can still engage their ships. Okay. Do I want to give them shields? Let's give them 1 shield. Fly design. Oh, I need 42 titanium. I can afford the dust, but I don't have the titanium. I have been selling it. How much is it worth now? 68. Okay, let's sell this just to get that extra dust. If we lose our fleet, we want to build another one. Okay, no big deal. Ignore that window. I tried to see if there was a way of shutting that notification off, but I couldn't really find it in the huge list of notifications. Like here, I'll show you. Notifications. Here's the list of notifications. I'm going to start scrolling now. These are all the notifications that can appear in the game. It's a massive list. And I don't think any of them is construction. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy how many notifications there can be in this game. And there's a bunch that are even off, so you could have more turned on if you wanted to. Yeah, I don't think there's one for the construction menu. It's kind of bizarre. Okay, anyway, we have a fleet on its way. Okay, you keep watching there. Let's get this fleet on the defensive. We can guard the system to stop them from moving. I'm going to shoot a probe out. Let's take a look at this fleet. Weapon 9. They're using pew-pew lasers. S-Invader, they're using pew-pew lasers. Weapon 5 is using machine guns. So yeah, we should be able to beat that pretty easily. Yeah, do we want to hack? Let's hack a system. Hacking is a pretty low impact ability. The best thing to hack, if you can hack their home system somehow, you can get vision on all their fleets, which is really strong. But otherwise, there's not really much you can do with hacking. Here we have the election. Let's keep supporting the scientists. All the Horatios are getting their chance to vote. The ecologist is going up a lot. Okay, these are not that big of a deal for the Sophons. We're not making a lot of influence. I want to save up my influence in case the Horatio force a truce on us. Okay, we don't have any trade yet. Conflict is broken up between two of your most trusted advisors, two war heroes, once dearest friends that nearly come to blows over the management of the industrial party. They trade insults in the press and don't print retractions. One, a young upstart who has made enemies and allies with his decisive decision-making, argues the party should adopt more taxes and tariffs in order to regulate the empire's debts. The other, a fine negotiator but dedicated opportunist, cautions against bold action and worries about the government's relationship with large businesses and foreign empires if such acts are taken. Their argument is as much personal as is professional. Whichever advisor you back will have plenty of ammo to throw at the other as the rivalry continues, so we could convert our food into dust. Which sounds pretty good. We don't have any trade system, so let's do that. The ugly plague. You have Horatio population in your empire, and they come with a certain preconception as what beauty is. In fact, they are throwing down their pens and makeup kits in frustration at having to live alongside all these other uglier species. Whether it is a refusal to work or simply a moment of pique, they are insisting that you remove all other species from planets that have Horatio population. Though it is unlikely that they will riot in the streets, they are not generally that rowdy. They are perfectly capable of staying at home and crippling your production. The unhappy Horatio are located in the Corvex system. I'm going to refute. We could get a technology from that. Not a very good one. Reach 115 industry on Corvus. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. You're running an empire, not a kindergarten. Horatio have to work like everybody else. Improve the tools of production and they'll get back to it. Okay, someone's achieved a legendary deed. Okay, here they are. So let's get everyone in one formation. They're not a very big fleet, but it's a battle. Let's watch it. They're trying to stick to medium range where their lasers are more effective. And I'm sticking to long range to make their lasers less effective. Yeah, I'll let this roll. I'm gonna go. Where did the rest of their ships go? They had 8 ships. Oh, they killed our hero. The hero only had 2,000 hit points. That's kind of crazy. Looks like they're moving out of range. He's still firing, though. Minor victory. Even though we destroyed most of their ships, I find that kind of funny. They use power to shields, too. Okay. Keep an eye out for their other fleets. I can attack them again. Okay, he's dead. Doesn't cost much to repair. Okay, what's our next research going to be? Wait, what happened? Oh, what? Because the industrialists took power, we lost our ability to research that thing. That's really annoying. Okay, well, we need to pick 2 more of these. Probably the happiness one. Let's get that. Get those hulls. So we'll have to start that. Oh no, there's still progress on that technology. That's good. So once we get the ability to research it again, we should be able to pick up where we left off. Colonial rights +5 happiness per system level. That would be really good. Yeah, there's their other fleet. But they're really slow. They're only at 4 because they're using these shuttles, these mercenary ships. They're just buying these mercenaries. They're not really good. Take a look at them. They have a machine gun and a missile. But they're not that great. I mean, missiles can do a lot of damage in big numbers. But all you have to do is switch to machine guns. Okay, how much is titanium? 107 each. That's pretty pricey. Antimatter is still going up in price, which is great. I can keep selling that. We're at 21,000 right now, plus 220, so we don't really need any more. Oh, wait. I just realized that there's this thing here. Tells you what's in demand. I didn't notice that before, so let's watch that for a bit. Yeah, those are good prices. Okay, yeah, I didn't know you could do that. Let's sell the 12. There's 4.6k. Nice. As long as you have dust, you can do anything you want. Build ships, you can buy out ships, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay, let's get you out of there so you don't get destroyed. And then maybe on the next turn, we'll go... Let's just go. We'll send, we'll just send the fleet out. And then once we take this fleet out, I'm pretty sure we can do that. We'll bring the siegers in and we'll take that system. We're at 7 out of 6, so we can take 1 more probably. I don't want to get rid of those systems because they're producing resources. 5 more turns till that's done. Getting all that antimatter is going to give us a lot of money. Okay, they're going to reach the system. Okay, level up a hero to level 8. The Academy Spymaster, for he is that, as well as many other things, nods at your report. He is restless and short-tempered, and you learn a few Sophon words that perhaps you should not have. But he appreciates results, and you have delivered it. So what's Empire Academy? +2 food and +2 dust on original Empire population. Is that a faction-wide thing? Okay, you're waiting to hear from the Mercurial Sophon again, or perhaps his assistant when you are contacted by a different leader. You simply called yourself Chloris, a Mazari ship captain, once the commander of a Kyanite, Moldar, and the military strategist behind the rebellion. Her interest turned to science and archaeology, and it fell to her to organize much of the construction of the new metropolis around sacred ruins left by the lost. Now one of the foremost experts on endless technology and lore, she is asking that you build research and academic centers urgently to maintain the balance of power in the galaxy and within the factions of the Academy. During your brief discussion, you learned that the Fidesz-class hero ship, or drop, was named in memory of a Nizam professor who instructed her when she was a Vodiani slave. She comments that the Fidesz-class ships are lethal offensive weapons, which is a fitting memorial. Secrets are meant to be unraveled. Science will provide the tools. So we need to build 3 science improvements to get Academy of Finance and Investment, which is not that big of a deal. I could build the science improvements in all those systems. Can I build one here? Yeah. They're building ships, so we're going to worry about that. Build these 2 here. You can afford them. I'm going to leave these systems alone because I'm not 100% set on keeping them. Getting Jadonics there. How to get the... Oh, we could be getting Adamantium. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so they're in orbit. We have a big battle ahead of us. It says that we're kind of outmatched here. Probably because of these missiles. Okay. We might want to go close range then. They're using the pew-pews mostly. So we can go close range now. That's why I'm using the beam laser. We get hull plating absorption too. Okay, let's watch this. This is going to be a big battle. They're going to split up, which is fine. If we lose, we lose. It's no big deal. Our hero's gonna get taken out instantly. Alright, let's see how we do. They have a morale bonus. They have shields. Okay, our hero's dead already. Okay, one ship, enemy ship down. One of our ships is down. And this is where people get frustrated. Okay, 2 enemy ships down. It's really difficult to predict what the AI is going to do. Okay, 3 enemy ships down. See, when they spread their fleet out, they get a morale bonus, which gives them extra accuracy, evasion, and damage. But by keeping all your ships in one formation, you do more damage. Yeah, look at that. Totally ripped it apart. Okay, 1 flotilla down. The morale bonus has gone down now. Yeah, it's another ship down on our side. So we've lost 3. The hero was already wounded. They've lost 6. But we got the better of them in that engagement. Yeah, they use Team Spirit, which improves the effects of morale. That was what the AI was always doing in my Empire campaign, so I switched to a bunch of machine guns and was ripping them apart. You gotta really keep in mind what their weapons capabilities are. We went to close range to make their missiles less effective, and at close range their pew-pew lasers are less effective, and they split their forces up, which also made them less effective. So we only lost 3 ships. It was not bad. Can we fight them again? No, we have to wait a turn. I could probably fly back and repair, but we're not going to worry about that. They're either going to attack, or they're either going to sit here and let us fight them again, or they're going to retreat. I'm not going to send the siegers in yet, because I don't want them to get hit. Looks like the Empire is taking one of their systems out too. So this is their new...
Do not bother us.
What do you call it? Their new primary system. So let's get a... We have a hacking going on right now. Oh, I didn't realize that the hacking was already on. Okay, he's level 8. Level up the system. Yeah, trade companies. That's something that we'll be doing soon. Yeah, let's get our scout ship to go back there. Thing about the hero is, even though they get destroyed, they're still in the fleet. They just have low health. I don't know if that's intentional or not. That seems to be a bug, I think. Because you'd think that if your hero gets destroyed, they would go back into the pool for a while. But, I don't know. There was a big update to this game last year that changed a lot of stuff. And I'm not quite privy on all the changes. All I know is I like playing this game. I started off this channel playing Warhammer 3. I still like Warhammer 3 as a series. But I just kind of got bored of playing that game. Because starting a new campaign is always annoying because you're using really terrible units. And they made it so that your lords don't have siege attacker anymore. So you have to build a battering ram, which I get. But was kind of like, yeah, this is just making the game take longer. Oh, energy weapon damage on fleet. That's awesome. Let's do that. Yeah, let's see if we can check their damage. 2,616. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Because most of the, like a lot of the factions in Warhammer are basically obsolete. Like if you want to play Albrecht de Bordelot, you have to go up against Skulltaker, and Skulltaker is going to beat you pretty much every time. Just like if you want to play Epidemius, you're going to go up against Boris Ursov, and he's going to beat you every time. So some of the campaigns aren't very fun to play, and the DLCs are way better. There's a lot of power creep in that game now, so I just kind of got away from playing it. I'll probably play some more Vlad campaign at some point, because I would like to conquer the map with that faction. It's just the Dark Elves are super annoying. So they spam missile units. Okay, our colony is built now. It's gonna be 4 turns to build that, 8 turns to build that. It's a fertile planet. So let's build that for the quests. What's this? Oh, the gutted part there, yeah. Build that, then call it. Oh, wow. We have very little industry here. Yeah. Let's just buy it out. Buy it out, and then that'll get us the science buildings for that quest. Yeah, let's just buy it out. We have the dust. Okay, looks like they got rid of one of their ships. let's engage them again. So it's really giving them a lot of balance of power. They're probably going to go close range again. Yeah, once they start using Team Spirit, they kind of like to stick to that. They want to go for that morale bonus, which you saw. The morale bonus wasn't super effective, because we only lost a few ships. The most important thing is using the right weapon modules. So I started using the beam lasers because the pirates at the beginning of the game had missiles and machine guns. So I put them at medium range with the beam lasers, because they're firing their missiles now. Oh wait, did I use the wrong thing? I forget what I used. Okay, they're going down. Our hero's dead already, so not that big of a deal. You still get the bonus from the hero in your fleet. Yeah, one flotilla is down. Now they get no morale bonus. Their ships are pretty sturdy. Are we going to wipe them out? They might get away. Okay, one more ship. Take it out. Got him. There we go. Just in the nick of time. Okay, we almost lost a ship. Okay, their fleet is down, so let's bring the siegers in. Once we take this planet over, we'll be able to repair our ships. Okay, one turn, their defense will be gone. Now, we almost lost one ship there. See, that's the thing. When you split up your fleet into multiple flotillas, they don't concentrate their fire. So that's why I was told by a viewer, keep all your fleets in one flotilla, because then you can concentrate all your fire on one ship at a time. Which is, you know, classic. Like if you're playing Warcraft or Age of Empires, that's what I learned, was you want to focus your fire on a single unit at a time. Okay, let's check on our scout ship that's down over here on the other side of the map. We're almost there. They can see that node, so they can fly to it. We're going all the way across from here. For some reason, this pirate system showed up on our map, so now we're going to be able to explore there. Once we get to that node. Okay, we're almost at 1,000 influence, which means that if the Horatio try to force a truce on us, we can prevent that. Oh, blackout. So what a blackout is if you're hacking a system, and they trace your hack back to the source, they can put you under a blackout, which means you can't do anything with that system. All I can do is look at it. I'm still getting resources from it, but I can't build anything and I can't modify anything. So it's super annoying. That happened to me at the beginning of this campaign. I hacked a pirate system and I got a blackout on my main system, which meant I couldn't build my ships, which meant the pirate fleets could just fly around and basically wave their flag at me, because the pirates don't really invade your systems unless it's part of a quest. How much for this antimatter? 397. Let's sell it. 6.9k sounds good to me. Getting that antimatter early is really good. We're only at turn 84 out of 300. So we're doing our start was a little bit rough, but we're doing pretty good now. And then just ignore that. Hey. Let's check out the advancements to the Deca class hull. Yeah, we built the 3 science improvements, so Loris and Igzraz apparently share an opinion on rebellions and uncontrolled assets. As your scientific discoveries boost the deeper insights of the Academy, there is agreement that a wider variety of experiences coming from unusual, eclectic sources can only help their cause. So what's this do? Plus 2% on Empire per assimilated minor faction. That's absolutely trash. Because if you don't assimilate any factions, you don't get anything. Okay, part of the troubles plaguing the Academy are a result of its structure. It has 2 primary centers of study or education, and they often compete for resources and attention. One of them is involved in the historical study of the lost and endless ruins and their technological analysis. The other is the public face, because this first core purpose is voluntarily kept hidden from outsiders. The second domain includes the perception of hero candidates, their filtering based on their potential, their training and education, and eventually the vast galaxy-wide service business of renting out their skills to interested organizations. Isiander's deepening interest in the first center has left the second with less oversight and control than it needs. There is dissatisfaction within the Academy and within your systems. Maintain your prestige. To produce more influence, I don't think I have anything that can boost that right now. Stellar Strike Craft, air damage and air manpower cost, that's terrible. Air units are pretty much, there's no reason to use air units in this game, unless you want flavor. Because air units are countered by infantry, which most armies are going to be infantry. Yeah, we can invade now. Because preemptive bombing is super OP. Super OP. We didn't destroy anything, so let's take it over. And then we can repair our ships. We don't want to expand too much more now. We're at 9 out of 6, so we don't want to go any higher than that. Once these systems come under our control... Well, do I want to sell them? I can sell them, but I don't know if I want to sell them. Like this one I would sell because there's no resources here. But let's repair our ships. Yeah, we have enough titanium to upgrade them. We're doing fine without the upgrade, so let's just repair it. Because, yeah, I want to keep these systems because of all the antimatter. Maybe what we can do is we can start raising systems. Because I know these say mutinous, but that's because we're filling up this ring. Once the ring fills up, we get the influence bubble to show it's completely under our control. Because like this, we could do vacate system, but we'd only get 554. But we want to reduce our colony limit so we can grab these. But I'm thinking maybe we can just raise these ones to get rid of them. Yeah, we can just go for it right now. What are they doing? They're not besieging it, are they? One turn and we should be able to take care of that. Let's send a probe over here. That's our scout ship. Oh, that's a pirate system too. Okay, he's still alive. But we can keep exploring that area. I have this quest to explore 50% of the galaxy. Which I got, it's part of my main faction quest. Every faction in this game has a main faction quest that once you complete, you can kind of modify your faction. So the United Empire, you could get to the end and you could become Sheridan, which is more military, Mazari, which is more scientific, or you could stay as the United Empire, which is more influence. And I prefer to stay as the Empire because your Empire pops give you +1 influence. And as the Empire, you can use influence to buy out technology and buy out constructions, which is really powerful. And their base pop gives you influence. So you can team that up with something like... Can they get the Spin Project? Yeah, they can get the Spin Project, which, if you look down there at the bottom left, it's a planetary specialization, which gives you +1 influence per pop. So for your Empire pops, you're making 2, and for your other pops, you're making 1, which gives you way more influence. And then the Empire can also get a tech, which it's called the Edenization Project, which is the same thing, but what it does is it gives you +2 per pop. So your Empire pops are giving you 3 influence, and your regular pops are giving you 2, which is really strong. Because then you can actually use these laws here. Because the good laws, like Star Boogie Bill, it's +2 influence per pop. So if you're not making influence, then you're just going to be using it up. And I mentioned before that you want to keep at least 1,000 influence on you at all times if you're waging war, because the Horatio can force a truce on you, and it costs 1,000 to reject it. So you don't want them, if you're trying to destroy someone and they're forcing a truce on you, that just completely derails your whole campaign, right? Like, think if you're playing the Creators, which I think starts as a dictatorship. It's gonna prevent you from taking more systems and getting those resources. Because you can play this as a pacifist faction. If we take a look at victory conditions, you can do science victory by researching all of the technologies in the game, which you can do with any faction, but the Sophons are probably better suited to that. If your scientists are a leading political party, you get an active law that lets you go up in a tier of research. So I was researching this because the scientists were in power, and then once the industrialists came into power, I lost the ability to research a higher tier. So now I have to clear this tier out first before I can go up to the next one. But it seems I haven't lost any progress, which is good. So once I get this done in 3 turns, I'll be able to get back to the overcolonization. Because you don't want to go any higher than maybe 4 above your system limit. You don't want to go into anarchy. Okay. Is there anything back here? Okay, they're still building the fleets. What can I build? Exo science stations. I only have 2 pops here. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, we're just gonna not worry about that. Academy power increased. Oh, wow. Okay. You've read the reports, and it looks like luxury resource generation across all your systems is exceeding expectations this year. You can already anticipate the response from your advisors, though. The industrialists will advise you to quietly shore up the Empire's economy with the extra goods, while the religious contingent will want you to make a big show of thanking the gods for a bountiful harvest. So, save. +2 resource generation on strategic resources deposits in Empire? That is insane. That's all of these, so I'm going to be making +12 antimatter per turn, which means I'm making a ton. +13 Hyperium. +13 Titanium. That is super good. I'm making a ton just from that. Because +2 is a lot. You can build the Miners Union or the Expanded Mines, which will also boost those up, but they're pretty expensive. My dust is going down. I want to keep it up at a decent level so that I'm making dust. Our fleet's being constructed, slowly but surely. We're going to want an extra fleet when we take on the Empire. Okay, we can take this out now. Orbital bombardment, save the day. And I'm going to raise them this time. Okay, they're gone. This planet cannot be colonized. This planet is unique. So it's a unique planet, which is really cool. But there's a cooldown on it before it can be settled again. From raising it. Yeah, I want to finish them off now. I'm not sure what the Empire's doing here. They don't seem to be sieging it. Let's check our scout ship. Once I get to here, I might be able to fly across to that. What's this? Okay. End the turn. Check our systems. I probably don't want to raise this system just yet. But I'm going to conquer it. The system's being guarded. It's being guarded by the Empire, which is kind of annoying. Let's get our scout ship out here. And I asked them to leave.
The Empire welcomes all those who share its ideals.
Yeah, I can destroy those ships without going to war, because this isn't their territory. And it's only 2 ships, so I won't watch the fight. They're probably going to retreat.
You're a sly one, aren't you?
Okay, you'll not be able to attack for 10 turns. I'm going to accept that. I'm going to give time to get my extra fleet going. So he's going to retreat. Just fine. He can't settle this. We're going to invade this. But my one planet is at 25, so I'm not going to raise this one. But I'm pretty sure I can go 4 over the limit. Okay. Can't do anything with Gemini. So we're right at the limit of what we can do right now. It's kind of scary. But we'll be okay. So our ships are at full health. How many turns till our next fleet's going to be done? 10 turns. 9 turns. So yeah, 10 turns we'll have another fleet. I have a lot of systems that we could be building stuff on, but it's not necessary. Yeah, let's get this one cultural and verdicts to get the over-colonization done. Because over-colonization makes your systems unhappy. So does... Oh, excellent! This couldn't have come at a better time. The arrest of the spies creates something of a scandal, but during the public trial, your skillful political testimony convinces the majority of your population that your government is a shining beacon of light in a sea of darkness. Subsequent execution of the spies demonstrates that despite being bound by the truth, you are no soft touch either. This is perfect. Our happiness is going up. Not going to worry about the Academy quest. So there we go. We're back up, which is perfect. It couldn't have come at a better time. Now we're just going to chill here. Try and get some vision on the Empire. Like, I wanted to get 2 fleets because they're able to split up. We have to go 2 ways across. Okay, he's probably going to get destroyed. But we'll send him anyway. And then the Academy is another one we can attack because I don't really value the Academy that much. They want bribes to give you They want bribes to give you a role. Yeah, so like they bribe them to get these roles. And they do have different things, like command the Academy fleet, have access to all the laws of a certain party. You can declare a crusade. Hidden information. That sounds pretty cool. Being able to see what other factions are doing would be good. But I don't want to bribe them. Okay. So now we're just going to go through some turns. Okay, good. The blackout seems to be done there. Objective failed. Yeah, they don't seem to use their heroes for fleets that often. So admittedly, it's not always the case that hero fleets are looking to be attacked. Hopefully your hero has learned something and not angered the Academy. Yeah, not that big of a deal. So can we hack the Empire? Yeah, we can get there in 4 turns. We don't know what kind of fleets they're using. Or how big their fleets are, or how many they have. They have a lot of systems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. Yeah, 10 here. So they're definitely pushing the limit of what they can do. I don't think they can expand any more than this. So this is kind of where things slow down a bit. Because I can't really expand any more than this at the moment until I get this done. And then raising systems makes people unhappy, so I could change my government type to dictatorship. I'd need 3,000 influence for it. So, well out of my price range. This is why like if you play as the Cravers, I think you start as a dictatorship. So if you want to play a faction that can aggressively destroy other factions, then the Cravers is your best bet. But someone like the Lumeris can just sit back and make a bunch of dust and just win the game that way. Because that's how I won the last campaign. I didn't win by being the top player. The Lumeris was, but I was in an alliance with the Lumeris, which meant that I was part of the winning team and I got all my achievements. So I own 2 out of the 5 required major factions' home systems in the galaxy. So that's supremacy. Conquest, you own 10 out of 22 required star systems in the galaxy. I don't know how you'd be able to get 22. It depends on the galaxy size. Yeah, because I can only have so many of these. Maybe I'd have to go into Anarchy and try and win the game like that. I don't know if that would be very fun. Because you can't use your laws. Science is also another peaceful one you can do. All you have to do is research every tech. And then once you get 2 quadrants done, there's these other techs in the corner. These are like the victory techs. You need to research all 4 of these victory techs, which means you need to research all 4 quadrants worth of techs. It's not every single one, because like to get to the last tier of this, I need 4 of these tier of techs. And then once you get to the last tier, you need only 3. So I need 3 here and 3 here to get to this one. So you don't have to do every single tech. That's why the Sophons are really good at it. As long as any faction, honestly, if you have the scientist as your main political party, you can research a higher tier of tech, so you can get to those techs way sooner, if you have enough science for it. Let's make some money. I'm going to sell these 48. That's 14k. These aren't worth as much, so I'm going to save those for updating ships. I don't know if they're using energy weapons, so I'm not going to update them to accelerated 5s yet. Yeah, we just have to take a look at what they're doing. They don't have a fleet there. So let's just send them in. We can't attack their fleets for another however many turns. We can at least take a look at their ships and see what's going on. They can destroy us if we're in their territory. But if we lose a scout ship, it's not that big of a deal. Our dust production is going down because our fleet's being constructed. Let's go. Look at all. We're not doing anything, really. It's only been almost 30 turns on this stream so far. Nobody's there. Because most of their planets, like this planet is crazy. I don't know how they have so many pops there. But like this one's only 6, this one's only 3, that's only 5, that's only 3. They're not as strong as they appear to be. And they're still expanding. Like the AI can basically, they can stretch this to the limit. Like we're lucky that we got that, what do you call it, that event. Because if you look at these numbers, you look at the bottom, oh, you lose happiness by not having a leading political party in the system? That's kind of funny. We're at minus 40 from over-colonization. So we don't want to colonize anymore, and we don't want to raise anymore. We have to take our time. It's 5 more turns until this is done. That'll help with the over-colonization. Then we'll take a look at that again to see where we're at with that. Okay, we did it. Enfer seems to be learning well, although your research choices seem to have given Enfer some strange ideas about scientific progress. Perhaps it's for the best. So we get Sophon free move. That's a unique engine. 4 movement points plus 2 vision range and a health bonus. Yeah, I'm gonna make that back to the way it was. So 4 movement points, we get evasion, or we get vision range. Let's get vision range. Apply design. It's going to cost us 33 titanium, but worth it. We get more vision range, which is awesome. Then we can see them coming. We're at 15 movement for the fleet. That's insane. I think the most I've had was 16, which is pretty good. We've explored 50% of the galaxy. Means we should get another main quest soon. Okay, we all knew this would happen eventually. Perhaps Danwy Hawaden, graduate student in charge of adjusting the personality part of Enfer's programming, should have known better than most. But one must always look on the bright side, which is what Hawaden will now be stuck mixing all our neuro-enhancing drinks over the next few decades. The drearier side is that we now have a very clever AI which seems to have developed a stubborn streak, if not an obsession. Enfer has claimed that its telemetry systems have tagged an unusual signal coming from the depths of space and refuses to proceed or to process another payroll or dispatch another garbage truck until we send a ship to find out what's going on. You wonder if Danwy also programmed it to negotiate like that. Thanks to a certain someone, Enfer is hopelessly obsessed. Great. Take a fleet to the source of that signal and figure out what's going on. So where do we have to go? Here? Okay, well we can very easily get a ship to do that. Okay, another quest, or event. The upstart's success has only emboldened his political ambitions and raised his standing with the public. He campaigns to run for head of the treasury and wins in a landslide. Now, one of the most loved and hated leaders in your empire holds the keys to the vault. His rivals can't tolerate this. They've thrown everything they've got against him, but even infidelity charges don't stick. The opportunist, however, sees one last chance to bring him down. In a rare stroke of boldness, he insults the upstart's family, in particular the man's dead son, who was accidentally killed in a fight while military training. The upstart is furious and demands satisfaction in the form of a duel. I'm going to discourage the duel to get that happiness. Okay, the new industrialist movement on Corvus is causing more problems than you would like. Apparently, some political organizations have been spearheading a civilian movement to tear down the old, destroying valuable cultural monuments and priceless artifacts in an attempt to usher in a new industrial era. If this is allowed to continue, intellectualism and innovation on Corvus will be crippled for decades to come. Still, the near fanatical energy of this movement is doing wonders for the system industry. What will you do? I'm going to stop it. I'm going to get that science. Only on one system, so not that big of a deal.
For the interests of other races. Talk.
Cool. Okay. So we're almost there in one turn. There they are. Let's go to this system. Okay. We're gonna explore that. Okay, let's improve energy weapon damage. It's up by 40%. Okay, they're trying to settle this system. Can they do that? Where are you going? Oh, that was weird. Okay, how many turns until we can attack them?
The Empire welcomes all those who share. I'm still fat.
I'm not able to attack their fleets yet. Yeah, let's keep an eye on them.
You're a sly one, aren't you?
You're in debt to us. Pay up or face severe consequences. Okay, searching an entire star system for a lost droid is not what one signs up for when ruling a galaxy-spanning empire. Still, it happens, with luck, only once. So we got titanium as a
The
reward.
Empire has a proposal. Something to consider while this war of ours heats up.
Lol, I'm not gonna give you dust. Because then you're gonna turn that into ships. Let's fly back. Yeah, update them. We'll get the extra vision range. Okay. That's fine. Let's go over here. 2 more turns till that's done. Overcolonization
Empire
is...
will not tolerate this.
I'm going to refuse him.
The Empire will not tolerate this.
We're losing happiness. Kind of ticked at us, that's fine. Let's check out their ships. They're using pew-pew lasers and missiles. So we'll want to hit them at close range. That's not a very big fleet. This system has a lot of resources. Might be worth picking up. Okay, so let's do... The smart move would be to vacate these systems. We're going to lose resource production. Then we can take this planet. If we take this planet, we can get access to these resources and all their pops. Dense atmosphere, friendly locals. +2 happiness per pop is good. And another +2 happiness per pop is also good. Low gravity. Low gravity would be fun. Yeah, I'm going to keep these two to keep producing that antimatter. We don't really need more Jadonics. How much is it worth? Only 22. We want to keep getting the antimatter. Oh, the price has gone way down. But we're still producing a lot of it. Close to achieving a conquest victory. I'm not sure why it says that. We're nowhere near the end of the game.
The Empire will not tolerate this.
Yeah, I'm going to refuse him
The
again.
Empire will not tolerate this.
Let's see how easy you find it to hack now. Oh well, I don't really care about hacking. Let's keep checking out their fleets. We have pretty good vision on this area. That looks like another pirate system, so let's send a probe that way. Oh wow, look at that. The Cravers are getting owned by pirates. Yeah, they're getting sieged by these pirates. There's 3 pirate fleets. They're all medium ships. Oh, Shuttle's a small ship. Jaw. It's an interesting look. It's kind of like something out of Destiny, which used to be one of my favorite games until they made it free to play and turned it into seasonal content with fear of missing out. Like, me and my brothers played it like every single day, and we would grind the Nightfalls, which were the hard mode dungeons that had modifiers, because it increased your chances of getting good rewards. Well, now instead of the Nightfall, it's all about the seasonal content, which is like, it's like Call of Duty or Battlefield 6. It's like, oh, you have 3 months to level up this thing and get these rewards, but the rewards are like cosmetics. But if you pay $10, you get a free exotic weapon and a better reward list. Like, you get unique armors and stuff like that. And I just got bored of grinding the same thing over and over and over again. Because at least the Nightfalls are a challenge and they change every week. Because then it's worth grinding them for rewards. Yeah, I just really upset about how Destiny turned out. It was a really good game. But now it just is like, people review it very poorly now.
I shall defend the faith, whatever that requires.
Okie dokie. Their growth is going crazy. Okay, so now we're down to 8 out of 6. So it's only minus 10 per overcolonization. Our happiness has gone way up. Chang is in a blackout? Okay. Can I attack them yet? I don't think it's been enough turns. Let's keep looking. I haven't seen a fleet of theirs yet. Oh, look, they have a fleet there. Look at that 18 ship fleet. What kind of ships do they have? They are beat up. Holy cow. Slicer, they're using machine guns. Machine gun fleet, yeah. So to go up against a fleet like this, I'd use the beam lasers and just go long range. They probably split their fleets up too. Okay, so let's keep going. Can we fly through? Okay, we have to retreat. I realized at the last second that they were defending. Oh, good, we got through. So they will repair themselves slowly over time. We'll see what's over here. Yeah, we finally got to that tech. Okay, the Autonomous Bastards Collective, or is that like Inglorious Bastards? A proud proponent of piracy and lawlessness across the galaxy, and this, for decades, is once again drawing the attention of your intelligence services. There are rumors of the pirates not merely banding together, but also equipping themselves with recently discovered weapons from an endless ruin. Though it is hard to know how much of this fact and how much is baseless chatter, it couldn't hurt to send both private and public signals indicating the galaxy stands firm against these outlaws. Make a public show of unity against the ABC. Your intelligence services will send their own very clear messages in private. Is there anyone that likes me enough for that? Horatio is still alive. How is Horatio still alive?
Do not bother us unless you have something of value to say.
Weird. Where are they? They must have a ship floating around out here somewhere. Yeah, we're almost done building that fleet. Yeah, that's the next thing I want to do is trade company. That's this one right here. But it's been 2 hours. That's unfortunately all the time I have today. I want to give my voice a rest and do some other stuff. But I'll be back again tomorrow to continue this campaign. My plan is to stream, every day if I can. And it'll probably be around noon Eastern Standard Time, because that'll give me time to wake up, do some stuff, get ready, and I'll be back to playing this. So thank you everyone for coming out to the stream. I appreciate you checking me out. Still a very small streamer, but I'm looking to get into a routine, and looks like there's some interest in this game, because I do enjoy this game. It's old, but I've made the guides and people have liked the guides. My quick start guide had 1,000 views on it, so I think it's 1.1k now. This is my most viewed videos, and I think I could see me doing this game as much as possible, because like I said earlier, kind of burnt out from Warhammer. There's a lot of drama surrounding the game and the developers keep patching out fun things. So this game is in a pretty stable state. I don't think it's going to change much. So I'd say it's a finished game. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out, thanks for checking me out, and thanks for watching.